Crunch. You know what? You know what?
Oh, that looks great, Steven. I gotta check something. I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, that Kirby.
Now that you've done this, there's nothing more to achieve. I've started the Patreon ticker before the camera even came up. There's nothing more to achieve. It's been done. It's been done. I was downstairs getting things ready, and I saw, I was looking at chat, and I saw a lot of beans, and I was like, people are really pushing for them beans. And then sure enough, Mr. Game Boy with the big jumping bean, and I was like, okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. That's what we're doing. By the way, thank you, Mr. Game Boy, 601 bits for the beans, and then immediately followed up with the most horrifying thing I've ever seen from Hograth, Kirby with feet.
Ooh, that's hot.
I keep thinking of it to the tune of the They Might Be Giants song.
Mm-hmm.
We need a Kirby, the one with feet, do-do-do-do. It's a great song. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Good morning. And welcome to Breakfast Stream. It's gonna be a good morning. You know, there's some stuff to talk about.
Space Vixen. People
should get beat up for showing Kirby's feet. my deepest love goes out to everyone who can complete my They Might Be Giants references. So we have an announcement. I'm gonna read through some of the alerts probably here, and then talk about it. But I think you'll find it exciting, and I think you'll be happy that you're here this morning. I think it's worthwhile. So, you know, just something to think about.
Mm-hmm. Animal Crossing update.
What? Anyway, it's been a great stream.
All right.
I did not see the Animal Crossing update.
Well, it's probably not now. It'll probably be later.
Swimming is being added to New Horizons.
I was just telling you about that. Remember
yeah.
when I was like, remember the last game when you could swim?
Yeah, Mal's also been keeping up with the data mining stuff.
Yeah, I have.
See, for me, I'm like, I want to be surprised, and Mal's like, I want to know what's happening, and I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Right now, I've taken it upon myself to get all of the umbrellas.
Jules wants a bob-omb, the kind with feet. Putting feet on everything really ain't that neat.
Okay, you have one that's toast. With
okay,
toes.
Yes, you do. Yes, you have, but at least it's not an emote. People can't make that bounce up and down on the screen. I guess it's still like an alert that they can enforce. Mm-hmm. Anyway. Following marching orders, Kirby and Bob-omb in feet. Hi, Jules. Hope you're doing well. I assume that if you're here, that your sleep is real good. Maybe you got in bed at like 10.
We got in bed on time, but
we did. We've been doing that.
There was some bass coming through the wall.
Mallory, why even bring that up? Because the minute you bring that up, they're gonna say, "Did you leave a note?" And I'm gonna have to tell them I didn't. Why would you even bring it up?
To make you leave a note.
I meant to, and I didn't. And now they're going to yell at me for an entire hour. You leave a note. You do it. What? Okay. Why should I suffer from this?
I'll leave a note.
I was gonna leave a note, and then I forgot.
I'll leave a note.
Coffee.
We'll write it together. We'll each touch part of the pen. It'll be like a Ouija board. We'll see what gets written. We won't even know. Yeah, we haven't done that. We will. You know, we will. Chat pit. Thank you, Hograth. All right, so like I said, I'm going to read through some of these, and then I'm going to talk to you about some stuff. There'll be probably some explanation needed, because you guys are going to be like, what? 90 minutes of motion video? And then it'll all make sense. 19 months.
Jules. Sorry.
Did he do a bad sleep?
No, he said that he didn't take melatonin, because it was great when he was.
Oh. Well, I mean, you're not supposed to use melatonin forever either. So, like, you can use it for a bit to try and get things back on track, but at some point, though, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to kind of waver or wane your usage of it.
I tried it.
It doesn't
only
work
once since we've lived in this house.
It doesn't work very well for me, but like Mao can use it, and it seems to function well. It
does, but I also have restless leg syndrome, and that and Benadryl, like, really trigger that. A little gnat or something.
Let's read a few of these things. Actually, hold on. Let's jump down here to read this. There was 300 bits from Mochi Brochi who said, interview update. And then updates in chat. It says, so basically I didn't get the job, but the interview felt super weird, but I just had another interview today and hoping for better luck. Well, thank you for the update. And I'm sorry that it felt super weird. That's not an outcome that you would expect or want. But good vibes for this one, then. Mel's had a weird interview. We were talking about it a while back.
Yeah.
About where the lady wanted your purse.
Mm-hmm.
Is that for us? No, it's my purse. I don't know you.
Like,
anyway.
Afterwards, I thought, is it like a regional thing? Like, because it was like my...
In the South, people just bring you purses.
It was my fourth interview down here. And it was the first time I had a bite of that.
Oh. I thought that was
And I was like, is that a thing? Like, do people bring gifts to interviews?
I thought I had a Massey at Steak and Shake situation. And
No, that was me taking a bite. I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
Renee says bribes. Those are called bribes. Yeah. Yeah.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
That's what she was asking for.
Oh, Ocho Bird says the interviewees didn't ask me any questions. It's like they had already chosen another applicant.
I also had an interview like that.
Yep, Mao had an interview like that too.
But the principal was really great, and he was like, I'm sorry. He's like, I have to interview people. And he's like, this is who I hired.
That wasn't the one that we drove to Kentucky for or anything, right? Okay.
That was the one right here. But he really liked me. He's like, I wish I could hire you.
Anyway. 19 months from BugGamer24. 19 months. Feels like time flew by. One more month till the big 2-0. Thank you, BugGamer. Speaking of 2-0, 20 months from Quack Team James. 20 months down and finally done with university work for the term. So this will be a breakfast stream to enjoy. Keep being amazing, guys. Well, I hope you get to enjoy this. I think you will. I'm really excited about the announcement I have to make. 14 months from Darkness Bride. Appreciate that. 22 months from Louvital. First time in quite a long time I've been awake enough to make it to a breakfast stream. I'll never get used to seeing the word breakfast at almost midnight my time. Yeah. The one good thing about the world being brought together due to the internet is that the world is brought together. The one downside is that there are still time zones. But thank you for joining us for late night stream. 8 months from NG Bin. I tap 8 of my sub months to play Decree of Peggy. All bits get destroyed and they can't be regenerated. Plus, I draw a Peggy for every 2033 destroyed bits. Man, I haven't played Magic in a while. Not in a bit. 399 bits from Mr. Game Boy 18. So I need to call upon the mystical good vibe powers that reside in this chat. I have an online exam today, and require all the luck to do well and to make sure Peggy stays the, insert non-family friendly word here, away from my internet connection. I wish you luck. Both on your exam, and then also that you don't have any internet problems. We've done pretty well on internet problems. Ever since moving. Occasionally. But for the most part, things have been really good in this house. I just have to, like, remember what it used to be like. And then I'm like, no, things are really good. Things are really good. Anyway, good luck, Mr. Game Boy. Hope you do well on your exam. 20 months from Ryan B06. I got nothing. Thanks for all the content, and here's to many more months of toast. Oh, wait, I guess that's something after all. Thank you, Ryan. 22 months at Tier 2. That's a lot of 2s. From Drek. No message, but I appreciate it. Drek, thank you. 15 months from Austin Mazel. Wow, 15 months. I haven't been to a stream in a while. Hope you guys are doing okay. We are. We are. Things are going all right. All things considered. And I'm hoping that by the end of July, things will be real good. We're on a good path. 22 months from Space Vixen Music, who says, good morning. Sorry for shouting. Shouting is just a very therapeutic way of dealing with some things these days. Anyway, good vibes and blessings upon this wonderful stream today. I have got a few of the, are they called jock villagers in my town? And every once in a while, when I talk to them, they just scream muscle madness. And that's what that reminded me of. And they're like, but they're not saying that shouting is a therapeutic way of dealing with the things
They
these
just
days.
shout at you.
Well, they shout, and then they're like, shouting is good for the lungs. And I'm like, I guess, yeah, probably. 22 months also from Strawberry Flavored. Strawberry, thank you. Appreciate that. 500 bits from Tobias the Giant, who says, instant beans, we did it, Reddit.
Come here, buddy.
Like I said, there's literally nothing else to achieve.
Where are you going?
That's it. I mean, on Tuesday, Mal gave you the earliest beans ever. Coffee. And on Thursday...
You just had to beat me.
I had to... Yeah, it's a competition. It's a competition. Next time, the beans will be run during the countdown. Actually, no. That is 100% impossible. Never push for that, because you can't have that. I'm not even... A lot of the times, I'm not even up
downstairs.
Here watching that. And it'll also be cut out from the YouTube version, because the countdown's not in it. We also have 100 bits from Jules. Jules, thank you. And 9 months from Vaccinated Cujo. Hello, grandparents. Twitch baby time. Triple plus. Thank you, Cujo. 300 bits from Chill Days. It was my birthday yesterday. Well, happy birthday. So have some bits, I guess. Also, do you have any tips for dealing with heat? There's a heat wave in Norway at the moment, and AC isn't really a thing here. So, needless to say, my apartment is a sauna, and I'm dying.
I know something. Fans, but like you can also put like a bowl of ice in front of a fan.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So like I can't relate to that very well because I mean it's just heat all the time here. So if we didn't have AC, people would probably die.
It was like death. 95 with the heat index yesterday, but that's Fahrenheit, so
yeah.
Someone will have to use Nightbot's converter.
We also have we also took a walk though.
Yeah, we did in the middle of the day.
So how hot is it in Norway?
It's about 35 Celsius. 95 is 35 Celsius.
So it's nearing 30 degrees Celsius there. So it's like 80 something, like high 80s.
That's pretty warm.
84. Yeah. So the thing with 84 is, I can go for a walk in 84, no problem. But could I live in a house that
with no AC
at 84? No.
See,
no, I could not.
I could because that's what my mom never used the air. What she would do in Wisconsin is at night we'd open up all the windows in the house and then like turn on all the fans and like get the house cool. And then, you know, in the morning we'd have to get up and then close everything up, close all the shades, everything. And And then, like, all day it would be 80 in the house.
Sorry. I don't know what that creature is.
Make it jump again.
Don't make it jump ever again. What is that thing? It looks like...
Jules says it is bird.
Jules sent 600 bits to make bird appear, and also writes, I love Stephen and Mel, my mom and dad. We love you too, son. My son gels.
I feel like we need to put that on our fridge.
Jelz. Gels.
Oh, you did it again.
Okay. What is this from?
You can hover over it and chat if you scroll up a little bit.
Bird Beaumois. It doesn't explain anything. I don't understand. Fammy gels. Of course it has teeth. We want the bird, man. The kind with... Okay, I'm done. Jules, thank you. I'm learning a lot. With the addition of the Star Rain alert, I've started to learn a lot about...
Other alerts.
Other emotes on Twitch. There's many, and I'm... confused. Speaking of... we had Star Rain alerts from Yuki Mizuno,
Coffee.
Hograth, two others from Yuki Mizuno.
Did you see what Not David Lynch said? Steven over here dropping They Might Be Giants references and no one gets it, but it's the best.
Oh man, someone finished my song earlier. NDL. It was great. I'm always down to create obscure references that like 3 people remember and that's it. That's, I think, how you make meaningful content. Other Star Rain alerts from SomberMink91 with 301 bits. 303 bits from Prince. Thank you, Prince. And then we got some more down here from SomberMink again. PK Magical. Girl! 300 bits from Mighty Crafting says, I was here. That's appropriate. 15 months from Wildfire972. Crunch. 100 bits from Yuki. Appreciate it. 21 months from Randy, who says, good morning, Stephen and Mal. Just backing up the last of the month for a move and waiting for M21 to finally release on Arena. Hope you guys are doing well. Again, we're talking about Magic. I miss it.
Good luck with your move, though.
I don't miss it in a store, but I miss it on the internet. And good luck with the move. I hope everything goes strangely well. Because when you start a move, you have an expectation of like, I hope when it's all said and done, you go, wow, I'm actually surprised how well that went. I hope that's what happens. More people need that experience during their move.
Cappy's back.
Hi.
Hi.
He's happy to be here.
This morning there was a squirrel under the bird feeder and I was trying to get him to look. And he managed to get up on the chair, but he wasn't looking down at the squirrel. He was looking up and I'm like, no buddy, it's down.
Do.
Kepler, it's my yogurt.
Do.
Kepler, it's not that
buddy,
scary.
Buddy, you want to come over here?
Come here. Come on.
You want to come over here?
Come on.
Or you just want to show everyone your butt?
Come here.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep reading, and you figure it out. 300 bits from Satsy, who says, today is my late little brother's birthday. He would have been 30. His hair would have been as crazy as yours, Steven. My hair is starting to get to the point where it lays down a little bit. Do you want it on my lap? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yep.
Slowly. But if it's been a day since I've showered, I have enough oil in my hair that my hair stands up again. So, like I need to take a shower after the stream, so my hair has enough oil in it that I can like push it back and it stays again. People tell me, they're like, you should put product in your hair, and I'm like, no. I did that for a long time. I also realized why I'm focused on watching you. I'm adopting you as my auxiliary little bro. Sounds good, Satsy. And thank you for sharing. 300 from Wason Aeon. The 25th of every month is my favorite day of the month. Why? Because it's the most common salary day in Sweden. Rolling in that dough, baby. I'm learning so much about, lots of different places.
Yeah.
But I get a lot of Sweden and Norway facts specifically, and I'm here for it. 300 bits from Quack Team James. No message. Thank you. Mr. Gameboy gifted a sub to Thomas, and I'm really hoping for a second there the chat got confused about which alert Steven was on. I got confused about where I was. So mission accomplished. 300 bits from Dark Overlord. Animal Crossing update on the 3rd of July. Woo! So that's what's happening. 3rd of July. That's next Friday, right? Is that? Yeah. Yeah, because next Saturday is July 4th. So, are you excited for...
Yes, it is next Friday.
We'll finally be able to go swimming without glitching the game. And also, there will probably be, like animations for it, instead of just walking under the water. 22 months from StephenVlog. Good morning, everyone. Sending good vibes to Stephen, Mao, and chat. Stay safe and healthy, y'all. Thank you, StephenVlog. And good vibes to chat specifically, especially if you have something coming up or going on. 11 months from Samus 2008. Samus, thank you. Almost to a year. Getting close there. 300 bits from Prince. I didn't want this to get buried because it's a quality question, so to quote Purple Pollo, screw zodiac signs, are you an air conditioning AC or an Animal Crossing AC? And I just want to add, what about Assassin's Creed AC?
If someone randomly texted me AC, I would think they were talking about air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Depending. If it was Haley, Animal Crossing.
Outed. I mean, yes, Haley plays a lot of Animal Crossing. The most important of all of those is air conditioning. But I guess it depends on where you live. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy Animal Crossing, but Animal Crossing does not sustain life. For some people, maybe. Especially this year. But I was going to say animal conditioning. That's something very different.
That's teaching Kepi to sit before meals.
Yeah.
Now he knows.
He's a smart one. Basuna says, air conditioning, the southern U.S. is a weird place. Well, it's not so weird as it's just very hot.
And humid.
Very hot.
It's very tropical here.
Yeah. If you're coming in late and you're on the Celsius, the temperature here yesterday was 35 Celsius. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm cool with it. Star Rain. We had Star Rain from Satsy with a knife. Elspeth, is that you? Also, Star Rain from Jesse. Ah! Star Rain from Yuki. That's a mad lamp. 13 months from Zack Attack 0917. Good morning, Stephen Mao. Wow, 13 months already. Time flies. Question, are you planning on doing an LP of The Last of Us? The first one was awesome. I am, but it's going to be a few months. I'm not doing it at launch, just because I'm finishing up some other things. But do I plan to cover it? I do plan to cover it. For a minute, I was like, is there music playing? But there is. This is a good one. This entire album is very good. If you only ever pick up one album from C418, Deef is really good. Although if you know of C418, you're probably more interested in picking up the Minecraft album. But Jules, have you met C418? I haven't met him.
He says, kind boy.
I haven't met him.
He says, ye.
I'm a very big fan of his.
You are.
Of his work. Just for the fact that I feel like so often the okay, great. I feel like so often the style of music that he creates fits very sorry, that's a phrase. He's very Emil Energy, a bit less excitable and way more German. A less excitable German Emil. Okay, got it. The style of music that he creates feels often very perfect for the montage sequences that I do in the vlogs. So
I think we all
I've
could
always
use
liked it.
more meal energy in our life.
Yeah.
I'm also waiting for the caffeine to hit my system, so.
I hope Emil's doing all right. I mean, I talk to Emil. Like, I probably talk to him probably at least once a week. But I haven't seen him. And seeing Emil in person is different than talking to Emil in text. So, like, you don't get the full scope of how he's doing, or because Emil is a very energetic person. So I wonder how he's doing in regards to everything. Hopefully good. Hopefully good. 10 months from Commander Beckles. Commander Beckles, thank you. Also had Star Rain from Sudabite. So many butts. One from Sudabite, and then
I think
Star Rain from PK
the
Magical.
pink one was Tom's, and then the blue one I think was Luca's. Because that looks like the style that she has for hers.
People like butts.
Are you okay?
Thomas says, yes. I've made an astounding discovery this morning. People like butts. They're into bits from Hograth with the Star Rain Kappa. 22 months from Cobalt, who says, is this 22 toasts? Not sure. Anyways, good morning, grandparents. After watching the first 20 of Xenoblade Chronicles, and with the next 2 days free, I decided to pick the game up for myself. Grandpa makes Nintendo yet another sale. Good to hear. Good to hear. I mean, that is presumably the hope that Nintendo has when they send me a free game, is that I will share it with folks, and then folks will buy the game.
Hi.
So I guess that's working out well for them. I like Xenoblade. I wish Xenoblade was like 8 hours long. If it was 8 hours long, I would probably play it really soon. But it's 60 plus hours long. And at some point, I hope to get through it. At some point. 60 plus hour long is good for... 63 feels says 80 plus, is it? Oh, there's a big discrepancy on how long to beat between the Wii version and the Switch version of the story. And I talked about it with Emil too, and he's like that's, there shouldn't be this discrepancy. And so like I forget what it is exactly, but How Long to Beat has the Wii version like 20 hours higher than the Switch version. And I think what's happening is that the people that are playing through it on the Switch and marking their time down on How Long to Beat are probably, as Elva Tyler says, people playing for the second time. People that have already beaten the game before, they know how to do it, and they're getting through it considerably quicker because they're just trying to get through the main story.
It's like playing Earthbound the first time. You talk to everyone.
Loading times is an interesting one too. sneezing my coffee. I didn't have much left anyway. Did you get it out? Put her there, son. Alright, so moving on.
He didn't sneeze in my face. I was just next to him.
I saw. Did we capture that? Gracious. Also, Doodle says 60 hours is accurate. People overestimate Taco Bell. How long the game is because they 100% it. I did the story and half the side quest. It took me 60 hours. It isn't Persona 5, 150 hours long. I mean, that's fair. That's one of the things I've been looking at for, well, something I'll talk about soon. Taco Bell alert was from Bucky Boy 2009. Bless Kepi's heart and nose. Thank you, Bucky Boy.
Hi, sweetheart.
Poor little guy. You alright? Who's got cute beans? Who's got little beans? Beans.
They can't see because my coffee cup's in the way.
Oh, really?
It's empty. You can move it.
I think they can see this. Little beans.
You can move my cup.
To where? Back here?
That does not help.
He's such a darling. Boop 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 boop. Can you squeeze my finger? He looks so
This
tired.
is his heart patch on his wrist here. It's shaped like a heart.
Are you just a little stinker? Huh? He's a good cat. We should probably... The cat tax is just live today. 100 bits from Lawless913 and 100 bits from Miss Mayhem 310. Thank you both, appreciate it. 7 months from DC Racer 329. Happy 7 months, Mom, Pa. Aw, shucks. Thank you, DC Racer. 300 bits from Summer Essentia. I talked about Ruby's break-in history on Tuesday. Today I'll tell you about her ninja hobbies. Whenever we give her any snacks, she loves hunting them. She'll race across the floor at super speed if we slide them, and she'll jump high in the air if we throw them at her. She's become pretty good at catching the snack in the air with both her paws and putting it in her mouth before she's even hit the ground. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. Second was really adept at...
Active.
Yeah, at like catching things in the air and stuff like that. Although Kepler is becoming more playful.
Yeah. We have those crunchy balls.
This is a really bad example of that, but...
We have those crunchy balls. Do we have one up here?
Yeah.
The little Mylar balls. And,
Yeah.
like, he brings them into the bedroom at night and just likes to crunch it for about 5 minutes. And then he gets on the bed and goes to sleep.
About 10 to 15 minutes after we've gone to sleep. So right as we're just about to fall asleep, he'll bring something crunchy into the room.
And
I'm
just
like,
chew it.
I'm like, okay, just say nothing. This will pass. And then when he's done, he usually gets up on the bed and goes to sleep.
Silly boy.
Anyway, 300 bits from Courtney D. Smith. It was 30 degrees Celsius here in NS, Nova Scotia, yesterday, but felt like 40 with the humidity, which would be 86 and 104 Fahrenheit. How was it hotter in Nova Scotia than in South Carolina yesterday?
We had rain come through.
We did have rain come through. Things start to really push heat in like late July, August.
Mm-hmm.
Like August is probably our hottest month.
Oh, yeah. And that's when the ocean tends to be about almost 90 Fahrenheit water temp.
Yeah. Once August rolls around, it's not unreasonable for us to have multiple days that are over 100 degrees Fahrenheit in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But again, stay inside. And if your AC breaks, fix it. Hello says, ooh, bathwater ocean. Oh, but it's great.
Yeah, it is great.
It is great. In fact, it's not super common for it to happen. Like a lot of the times the water is still pretty cool, but sometimes the water will be it'll be like walking into bathwater, and it's so nice. It's hard to explain, but usually the the air is super, super hot, and then the water ends up being cold, but yeah.
There's a lot of things to know about going to the beach.
If
Like,
you...
I learned about rip currents yesterday.
Yeah?
Like, I knew of them, but I watched a video on...
They will kill you.
Yeah, I
You will
watched
die.
a video on the water physics and how the water moves.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it can take you out, like, 30 feet in a matter of seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Like, way out.
It's so interesting because now I'm realizing that, like, wait, you didn't learn about that in school?
No. No. We didn't.
Hello says, no, it's gross. I go to swimming to cool off. Oh, we'll go to the pool.
Well, the ocean's still cooler than the air, because the air is, like, over 100.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still much cooler. It's just, it's nice when it's not, like, freezing and you jump in. But, I mean, most times, people that are going to the beach are staying here, and they're staying at the hotel, and the hotel has a pool. So you just kind of get to choose your own swimming adventure. So there's options.
Bucky Boy says, not a lot of oceans near the Midwest.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, that was something they really drilled in us as kids.
I mean, we learned about lakes.
Like, we learned about it in school.
We learned about the Great Lakes because we are right next to Lake Michigan, but...
Yeah, if you get pulled out in a rip current, do not fight it. If you fight it, you will die. You cannot beat the ocean. You just have to let it take you and then continue to swim parallel to shore, and you have to try and relax, which can be hard because you don't know how long...
You don't want to waste your energy.
You don't know how long the rip current is.
Yeah.
So, you just swim parallel to shore until it ends.
So if you can get kind of, like, out, like, it'll help bring you back in if you get around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's, just be careful.
And then you gotta, like, shuffle your feet when you're walking because there's stingrays and...
Yeah, don't swim near a pier.
Yeah.
That's dumb. Don't do that.
Someone just got bit by a shark the other day. It was just, you don't see, like, people lose limbs normally around here. It's normally just, like, a little teeth mark.
Yeah. But the most important thing, if you do travel this summer and you go to a beach, most important thing is just wear sunscreen, for the love of God.
Oh, yeah.
It does not take long and you will be burnt. And that alone is bad, not to mention, like, the side effects of, like, skin cancer and things like that. So, wear sunscreen and reapply it. There's just way too many people that ruin their vacations. In the summertime, we'll go to a restaurant or something and you will see them. The entire family looks like lobsters. And you're just thinking, I hope that's not the first day of your vacation, because the rest of your vacation will be inside with aloe, and that sucks. It sucks. And if you get it really bad, your entire body blisters. Let's continue. 300 bits from PK Magical. Don't mind me, just trying to get my other hand.
Because the Pride emote?
Yeah, the Pride emotes.
Yeah.
Pride emotes are still going on, too. Thank you, Magical. 5 months from, what is even this game? Third time's the charm? Thank you, What? Can I just say Bilal? Bilal. Might be easier. 300 bits from Armored Frog, who said, to be fair, the Switch version has a lot of quality of life updates that make quest things a lot less difficult to finish. In the original, I believe the quest items outside of main quests weren't marked on the map for the blue warps on the map. Now they are. Plus, the nav marker system is a lot better too. Quest enemies are nav markers now too. It was so nice to have that available. Just in general, quality of life updates are important. It's really important. Like, it's easy to remember, or hard to remember sometimes that, like, game design evolves. You know, so, like, if you're playing Xenoblade in what year? 2009?
9?
It sounds right.
It sounds right, but I feel like it was later than that.
It did feel like a late release.
Because, like, think about when we got married.
2010? 2010 might be closer.
2010 Japan.
Lots of people had a lot of different dates, but there was more 2010s.
2012 North America.
Holy crap, 2012? I mean, for our purposes, if we want to talk about the game design specifics, then 2010 is more accurate since it's Japan. But also, 2012? What? Anyway, so 2010, right? So it's been a decade. Like, things have changed, and anything that makes it easier on the play, not in terms of like the difficulty of playing the game, but like just the ease of playing a game, like that's good. That's where game design should go. If you want to test a player's skill, that's cool, but don't test their patience. And I think game design is getting better about that. So, yeah. Also, that's just a good phrase. Test a player's skill, not their patience. Steven 2020. Agreed with myself. During the bits from Thea.x, who says, good morning, grandparents. A couple of things. One, username went from TheaHex to Thea.x to better reflect my other accounts on Twitter and Discord and such. Second, not to be that person, but Thea is short for Cynthia, so it's pronounced Thea. I've learned so much today. So it's Thea.x. Like running a executable on Windows. Third, speaking of hair, I buzzed all mine off, and now slowly all my friends are considering doing dramatic things with theirs. Love being a fun influence. Happy Pride. Hashtag AceGang. I mean, I'm also doing dramatic things, but I'm doing it
the opposite way.
The opposite way, very slowly. Because if you buzz all your hair off, that's a very fast dramatic, and mine is a very slow dramatic. Oh man, I had an idea for a thing, but I don't think we got it implemented. So I don't want to talk about it because I threw it into Discord, and then I didn't say anything about it. Fossix is like, what? Okay, Fossix, did you see that thing? Okay. I just knew that you were the person that knew how to do that stuff. But also I mentioned it when I woke up, and then I was like, well, time to get on with my... Fossix is going to make it happen. I had an idea for a Nightbot command that would tell people how long it's been since my hair was cut. Because people are curious, like, oh, how long has it been? And I'm like, well, this will just tell you. So Fossix is magic and knows how to do that stuff. So I'll just let that occur.
Whenever you have time.
It's not even a thing that has to happen. And as Mr. Gameboy says, also our deal too. It's true. And I'm feeling pretty confident about letting it grow to October at the very least. So I can probably hit the extra life mark.
I think you need a headband. Something to hold it back until you can get it in a ponytail.
It's fine. I'm getting used to sometimes I'm getting used to doing like this when it gets in my eyes. It's very strange for me. It's very strange. I'm not used to this, but I am enjoying how different it is.
63 Phils and Mindleg are asking about like top knot man buns. Not yet.
Soon my hair is going to be as long as my son gels. And then I will start a heavy metal career. You don't know that I won't, so be careful. Mr. Gameboy 18 gives a sub to Scary Ocean 38. Thank you, Mr. Gameboy.
It is Scary Ocean.
Shout out to the ocean for being very scary. 100 bits from Samus. Samus, thank you. And 22 months from Existential Joker says, 22 months, I swear time is passing faster. It seems like just last week I hit 21. But whatever, here's so many more. Thank you, Joker. Folks, getting very close to hitting the 2. Very close to the 2.
Very close.
So we got through alerts pretty quick compared to other breakfast streams. So I'm going to take this time to talk about
Hi, Kippy.
You know, the game that we're going to be starting tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
And Morty says, how many DVDs do you have? DVDs specifically? Like 15.
You have itchy ear, Kippy.
Wii games a lot. Okay. So, I hope you are excited for over 1.5 hours of full motion video, because tomorrow we are going to be diving in to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, some of you might be saying, wait, that's illegal. You can't play Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is something that you're not allowed to play until after Fallout's done. So first off, let's talk a little bit about that. A few years ago, and it has been years, I made this game plan that I would finish Fallout, return to The Sims, and then do Breath of the Wild. And that wasn't a bad plan when it was made, but it was also made years ago. And since then, a lot has changed, and the most notable thing that has changed is we have started to do streaming, including gaming streaming, weekly, consistently, for like 9 months. So, it was probably late last year that it first started to really occur to me that, like, there was no real connection between doing Breath of the Wild and finishing Fallout. There's no reason.
They didn't have to be linked.
They didn't have to be linked. The idea of, I've got to finish this big project to work on this other big project was not true, because the scope of Fallout is not the same scope as Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is a long game, don't get me wrong. But it's not like Fallout. It's not where I'm spinning my own narrative into the game. I'm playing through the game multiple times and doing all this stuff. Like, it's disingenuous to compare them in many ways. And it also occurred to me that Breath of the Wild is probably a perfect fit for streaming, because it is a very explorative, casual experience, and it also has a lot of downtime where you're going from like point to point, at least from what I understand, because neither of us have ever actually played Breath of the Wild, but this is just, from what we've heard. So I was like, okay, streaming makes sense. So we're going to stream Breath of the Wild. So then it just became a matter of making sure that our stream setup was good and that we would be able to stream it every week and work through it, and we didn't have any problems with any of our hardware or software side. So once we got, halfway through Super Mario RPG, we were like, okay, we're going to do this. And that's that. Now, some of you are still concerned, like, but what about Fallout? There'll be a new episode Sunday. So put your concerns to bed. June's been pretty good. Also, no, the songs are not planned. So if this came up, it is Destiny. I also don't know what's playing.
I mean, didn't you do the first 2 songs on purpose?
Yes.
The ones during the countdown.
Yes, the two back-to-back Breath of the Wild themes that played by Jules and Carlos. I did that. Anything past that is Destiny. So yeah, I'm excited. Fallout folks will still be getting stuff. Like I said, the next episode will be out on Sunday for Fallout, and Breath of the Wild will start tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I know that there's just so many questions. And actually, we've changed our plans exactly for how things are going to go quite a bit. But I think we now have something that's good.
Yeah.
This is something patrons have known for a month, because we announced it at the start of June. And I used a lot of feedback from them to figure out exactly how I wanted to do things. And also, if you're here, to any of the patrons, thank you for contributing input on that. We've taken a lot of it to heart, and then we've also talked to other personal friends who have played the game. Last night I had a really helpful conversation with Dan and Chaz about it too. And I think we have a pretty good system worked out. So it's exciting. It's exciting. And I'll talk a bit more about it in just a second. because I see that there are some more alerts now. 300 bits from Quack Teen James, who says, have you guys had any unexpected upsides to the pandemic? Strangely, there's been some exciting new Doctor Who audiobooks announced / recorded because of the lockdown. I enjoy finding the positives in something widely depressing where I can. Have you guys had anything similar? So, I mean, for us, and I probably just talked about it, it's just because we are stuck at home and we aren't even thinking about traveling, we've caught up on vlogs, stayed caught up on vlogs, started to catch up on Fallout. You've caught up on paintings after December's Goose Game painting kind of wrecked your schedule.
There's a few things that wrecked my schedule. That wasn't the only thing.
You know, just for as bad as everything has been, there's been some helpfulness of just being forced to be at home and work on stuff. And, you know, like I said, Breath of the Wild is its own thing. It's going to be happening on Fridays. It is self-contained to Fridays, which is one of the reasons it doesn't affect Fallout. But it's also been really exciting to work on Fallout again. And also know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that we are coming to the end. People will know exactly how close we are to the end when they see Sunday's episode. And they'll go, oh. And I'll go, yeah. I know. So, that's been my joy, is knowing that by the end of the year, things might be to a much better spot. 12 months. That's a clap. From Babdabo, who says 12 months and Breath of the Wild announced, best day ever. It worked out pretty well. Thank you, Babdabo. Also got 200 bits from Dark Overlord. Appreciate it. 300 from Item Crafting Live, who says, a young man wakes up in an underground facility and explores the ruined world outside, encountering a mix of dangers and nostalgia. Yep, Breath of the Wild and Fallout are sure different. Jokes aside. Hype. I think it's going to be really interesting because, like, even though Breath of the Wild has been out for over 3 years and has been met with critical acclaim, Mao and I have not played it. And there's going to be some things that we are aware of because of pop gaming culture and gaming's assumption that everyone has played it and beat it by now. But there's going to be a whole lot that we don't know.
Yeah.
And that's exciting. That's really... I'm actually really excited. And also I'm excited because knowing what type of game it is, I really think it could end up being my favorite Zelda game ever. So.
Noah says, Link is the hero. Spoilers. That reminds me of a quote that you said back when we were dating. Do you remember when it was like a thing in our group to do like quote of the day and like have a quote of the day that someone said that we just kept track of?
Yes, yeah.
There was one of mine where you were talking about how you were reading Nintendo Power about a new Zelda game. Maybe it was Twilight Princess or something. I don't remember which game it was, but it was like in 2008 where you said this.
Twilight Princess was out by then.
Yeah.
So...
And Nintendo Power had said about how, you know, Ganon was the final boss. And you were upset because they spoiled it, and then you realized, like...
Ganon is always the final boss.
He's always been the final boss.
No, that was, I think... Was that Wind Waker?
It might have been Wind Waker.
Yeah, it was before we were dating.
Yeah. But you were talking about that then.
Yeah. Yeah, I got really upset because they spoiled something. And then it dawned on me, I was like, wait. You always fight. You always fight Ganon. You technically don't always fight Ganon. There are some Zelda games you don't fight Ganon. But mainline Zelda games, if you didn't fight Ganon, everyone would be like, but where Ganon? Anyway. 300 bits from Prince, who says, I can't believe I guessed you were starting Breath of the Wild this week. Like, for some reason in my mind, it hit my brain that that's what you were doing. And I was right. I'm sad I'll miss the first stream on server available this Friday night, but I'll definitely be keeping up. Yeah, and I'm sure folks are curious if it'll be coming to YouTube, and the answer is of course, but it won't be coming immediately. It won't be coming immediately. So the VODs will be on Twitch if people want to try and keep up live. If they want to watch the the edited versions that Dan's going to be taking care of and get some of Dan's Zelda snark that always shows up on screen in text. Those will be coming to YouTube in the future. I got 300 bits from Jesse, who says, so some questions. And another 300 bits that says, like I said, Sims when? Breath of the Wild every week. Love you guys and have been looking forward to this for quite a while since I've played this game myself. Sims is not canceled. I still want to do it, but it's not reliant on either Fallout or Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is getting started tomorrow. Fallout is continuing and will wrap up. Well, if we look in the grand scheme of the 5 years it's been out, I'll say soon. Soon compared to the 5 years. And Breath of the Wild every week. Yes, Breath of the Wild will be happening every Friday. That doesn't necessitate it to happen every Friday. For example, if we do a few weeks worth and we want to take a week off to play like a one-off, we could still do that. But as a general rule for the next few months, Fridays will be Breath of the Wild day. And Mal and I will be working through that. 500 bits from Marty Griff 1980. Yes, Breath of the Wild, but twinges of disappointment of no Night Trap. Also, all Korok seeds. We might play Night Trap sometime. I got it on Switch. So that's exciting. Sorry, Mr. Game Boy. Goron's special crop hammers. We are going into this with no particular completion goals. We're not going in guaranteeing 100%. We're not going in guaranteeing all of this thing or this thing or this thing. The only thing that we are attempting to do is play the game and let that lead us wherever it may. Will we end up doing all of this objective or this objective or this objective? Maybe. But we're not going in with that goal because we've never played this game before. So
and you talk to a lot of our friends that have played it, like
Dan has told me not to get all the Korok seeds.
Dan has done that.
Dan has done it.
Yeah.
And Dan's like, don't do that. So, will I get all the Korok seeds? Probably not. But if we did everything else, and then at the very end I wanted to just wander around and get them, I mean, it's possible. It is unlikely, but it's possible. I do have a history of, like...
Don't.
I have a history of doing a lot.
Dan explains it back when he did it, and I was like, we won't be doing that.
Yeah. So, there's, you know... There's a lot of different ways that we could go about this, and like what we plan on doing. But I really want people to understand it from the mindset of like, Mal and I have never played this game before.
Yeah.
We just want to play a game.
Yeah.
Thomas put it best: you play until you're done. That's basically it. We are going to play the game. And if we are still enjoying ourselves, if the audience is still enjoying themselves, we will probably continue to play the game. And that's just it. But the only thing that is required is that we finish the game. And that is what we will do. So, how long of a series will it be? Will it be 50 hours or 80 hours or 100 hours? I have no idea. So,
yeah.
That'll be that. Sorry, there's still so many things. People have got questions. In before 1,000 hours. Probably not. Probably not.
There's other games I want to
There's other games that we want to play. And also, as someone who has already played Skyrim and Fallout and Red Dead, probably don't want to do that. Also, a lot of people asking about DLC. DLC will be installed on the start. So, the DLC will be installed from the get-go. So it is a part of the experience. What that means exactly, I don't know. I haven't played the game. 300 bits from Wolfie Spawn. So the sunscreen thing reminded me of how I learned the hard way by getting second-degree burns. But on the plus side, most first degrees don't feel nearly as bad. Ouch. Sunscreen's no joke.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be in the sun, you have to use it.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people's vacations ruined, so that's the big thing. Yours? Do you remember when we were in LA?
That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, that was not good for you.
Yeah.
Me, Mao, and Josh went down to
Santa Monica Pier.
The Grand Theft Auto Pier. And we walked around, And that wasn't
It was
really
cloudy.
It was cloudy, and that wasn't really the problem. But after we were done, we went.
And I know better. I know you can get burnt on a cloudy day.
We walked to a little cafe that Yelp recommended, and we were like, yeah, let's sit outside. This will be great. And we sat outside and we sat in the sun, and it was lovely. And Mao became a lobster, and she was in pain.
And now I am like, sunscreen, wear it.
It's true.
And Stephen hates the smell.
It is just like the game. Is there a game where you get Oh, Earthbound. I was like, is there a game where you get sunburnt? It's like, you get sunstroke in Earthbound. I'm like, okay, well, not exactly the same thing, but close enough where I'll say, yep, that's close enough. 10 months. From Kiri Cat, CDXX, it says, good morning, guys. Wow, 10 months. Woohoo! Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Kiri. Sorry, we're highlighting this. Thomas says, I love sunscreen, and I used to eat it as a kid. Thomas? You okay? Oh, wait. Sorry. Cat sneezed in this. Thomas says it was good. Can you even eat sunscreen? Because, like, Thomas says not chug it, but, like, just lick it. Okay. 300 bits from Fossix, who says, ask and you shall receive, Steven. Also honk. Oh, did you do it? Did you do exclamation point hair?
Chess says the forbidden yogurt.
Oh my god, Fossix did it! Now you can use the hair Nightbot command, and it says, days since Steven has had a haircut. 4 months, 15 days, 9 hours, 1 minute, 40... I don't know if we know down to the second, but for at least the month and days part, yes, that is accurate.
Thomas said the bullfrog sunscreen was his favorite. That stuff had a particular smell. My mom had it.
We
and I liked it because it was a spray-on. It was, at the time, that was like...
We cannot continue to talk about eating sunscreen. I will lose my sandwich. Anyway, Fossix, thank you for doing that. I think it's a fun little thing that we can use now. I've never went this long without a haircut. 4.5 months. That's a bit. 10 months from Binged Gamer. Good morning, grandparents. I'm pretty excited for Breath of the Wild. I feel like it's the type of game that will have a lot of memorable moments. I'm looking forward to it, mostly because there's never been a Zelda game that neither Mao or myself have not played. So that's going to be great.
Yeah.
That's going to be really great. And then it's also a big open world game, and that's just my thing. That is my thing. I've spent so much of my professional gaming career playing open world games. And I'm excited about it. Also had 200 bits from Gamer Girl and 200 bits from Mimic Man. Thank you both. Appreciate it. 9 months from Lixrin, who says, triple plus. Correct. Sorry, is Thomas talking... Thomas said, I also ate sand at the beach because it was salty. Thomas!
Coffee!
Thomas, what? What's happening? You shouldn't... Eating sand, seawater is delicious. I'm learning a lot about Thomas today. Things I didn't really want to... I like how everyone's going to leave this stream, and people are going to be like, so what'd you learn at the stream today? We'll be like, oh, well, you know, Steven's doing Breath of the Wild. Oh my god, that's really exciting. Was that the biggest news? No. No, the biggest news was that as a child, Thomas drank seawater, ate salt, and licked sunscreen.
Sand.
Yeah, ate sand and licked sunscreen. Thomas ate summer. He ate it up.
The first time I went to the beach, I was in middle school, I think. I went to Maine. That was the first time I had been to the ocean.
Sorry. Oh, God, said thoughts on paste.
And it was so salty. I had no idea the ocean was as salty as it was.
People are just going to start asking Thomas about any non-food item. Oh, God. Can I get your opinion on cortisone? 500 bits from Super Nerd Girl 42. Useful sunscreen knowledge. Anything higher than SPF 50 is probably lying. And on that note, make sure you get high enough SPF.
Yes.
like...
Over 30, I think, is the...
I think so. I think 30.
At least 30?
Yeah. Like, don't get SPF 8. It's not gonna help you. It's just... It's not. Make sure you get something that's good enough.
The sports stuff. I like the sports stuff because it, like, gets waterproof.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, different people need different sunscreen protection, too. There are people that can go out into the sun and not immediately burn. And there are people that the minute they walk out, they are burning. It's like the difference between my mother and father. My dad walks outside for like 5 minutes and he's burnt. And my mom just doesn't burn. Fortunately, I take after her.
Yeah. Your dad has more, like, Irish heritage.
Yeah. So maybe that's it. Mm-hmm. Mr. Gameboy 18 gifts a sub to I Eat Sunscreen. Thank you for gifting a sub to Thomas. Existential Joker gives a sub to Sunscreen Tastes Good. Again, another sub to Thomas. 300 bits from Carrie Carroll. Number 1, how does one twitch? Number 2, I have never cheered before, help. Number 3, very excited about Breath of the Wild. I've been rewatching, listening to Tulip at work so I can awkwardly laugh and cause a concern for my cube mates. That first question, how does one twitch, is something that I've been floundering about for almost 2 years now. But I know just enough to get the stream started every week. And then I just read what the people say, and then I try to make people laugh, and then Kep sneezes into my coffee, and I call it a day. I'm glad that you're enjoying Tulip again. It seems to be, as of like the last few years, probably the most rewatched series. And it's fun and wild. Mr. Gameboy 18 gives some more subs to Eat Sunscreen, and I Eat Sand, and I and I Eat Sunscreen 24/7. The world's most unusual condiment, SPF 50. 300 bits from Mimic Man. In Breath of the Wild, will you be completing all shrines and quests? So, probably sent this before I talked about it, but basically, no, we don't have an agenda.
Yeah.
We don't have an agenda. We're just going to play the game. And if that leads us to doing, Mr. Gateway says there's a surprising amount of users like this. If while playing the game it leads us to complete every shrine or every quest, then we will. But there is no agenda going into it. Mecha Uku says the only agenda is fun. Yeah! Basically. That's basically it. Read a Nintendo Painter gives us up to what even is this stream? Again, we thought Breath of the Wild would be the biggest announcement, but Thomas had other plans. And then we also had Star Rain from Nixelpad and Star Rain from Summer Essentia. Thank you both. So, people also have some other questions about Breath of the Wild, and we can share some of them. We'll be talking a little more about it tomorrow. But people want to know about how we are going to be handling switching. And this is something that we actually we debated for a long time. In fact, we continued to debate it, but I think we came up with a good system. And again, we had input from patrons, and some patrons had different ideas on things. And I had an idea going into the Patreon video, but it's been adjusted a little bit. So again, thank you everyone for like giving input, so we know exactly like how we should be, thinking about each individual thing. So is this Dragon Force? My first thought is like, we can't play Dragon Force. Apparently, in year 4, Jules did a cover of Through the Fire and the Flames. My first thought is like, will YouTube like that? I don't know if YouTube will like that. I'm gonna let it finish, but I'm unchecking it because I don't know. I don't know that it'll be okay in the future. Actually, I'm gonna skip it. just probably I want to make sure the people be like, I can't wait to watch the breakfast stream. They'd be like, oh, it's all muted. Anyway. What was I talking about?
Switching.
Oh yeah. Switching off. So the way that we're skipping over your sun gels. He has other music in there. So the way that we're going to be doing this is we are going to be taking breaks every half hour, which is in line with how we do most of our Twitch stuff. But we've decided, and again, this might even be new to patrons because, you were
responding and then changed what you were thinking.
Yeah, we took into consideration some other information. We're going to be taking breaks on Twitch every 30 minutes, but those 30 minutes that we're playing are not indicative of an episode. We are not going to... We basically decided, and Adudo actually contributed a lot to this mindset. We basically decided that instead of having a very rigid episodic format, that we're going to allow it to be a little more free form. So the concept of episodes is something that will not exist on Twitch. The concept of episodes is something that Dan will decide in post. When we stream on Fridays for Breath of the Wild, the stream will start and the stream will end. In the middle, there will be breaks where we'll, do alerts and chat with folks again. But, episodes will be created in post.
However Dan wants,
in a way that makes sense. No, it says episodes are just a social construct. I mean, basically. And there were a few different comments that led us into this direction, and then also, like I said earlier, Dan and Chaz had input on exactly how to do this. But I like the idea because with how Breath of the Wild is structured, originally we were planning on doing long episodes that could get cut down, and we decided it might be better if we just there was no concept of episodes. Doodle says, how will intros and outros work? There won't be intros and there won't be outros. Those will not exist.
Chaz said that he had strong opinions.
Chaz did have strong opinions.
And Thomas says, they did what you want, right, Chaz? And Chaz says, yeah.
Chaz had strong opinions and Dan had strong opinions too. So, we definitely took that into consideration. But there won't be intros and outros on YouTube. I mean, there will be an intro because there will still be an intro card, so it's not like the episode won't start. But it's going to be a very free-form thing. And that's just how it is. So the way that I would tell people to think about it, it is similar to the Runaway Guys, which is whenever I told Dan, he was like, oh, so like how I do TRG videos. And I was like, yeah. But TRG, or if you've ever watched like our Minecraft maps, like when we do the Minecraft maps, we sit down and record it all in one go, and it's, however many hours, and then it just gets cut up in post, and that's where the episodes, so there's no intro or outro to the episodes, it's just they fade in or fade out. So, yeah. Ryan says, so there'll be more like Link's Awakening. Well, Link's Awakening still had an episodic structure. This won't. It's basically the same thing you're normally getting. There's just no hello and welcome and thanks for watching. This is the end. So, it'll feel really comfortable on Twitch. Like, it'll feel very, very natural there. And I think the YouTube audience will still really enjoy it as well. Twitch alerts will be off, which is one of the reasons we'll be taking breaks every half hour. So there will be no chat on screen, and there will be no alerts. So the YouTube audience will be getting, about as purest form of the game as you could. But on Twitch, we'll be taking breaks every half hour to, do that. And yeah, Dan will have no problem doing this. Because he's literally doing the same thing for TRG anyway. But it's exciting. And it may not, so when we take our breaks, that may not be the best point for an episode to end. And Dan will decide that. So. Halala says, I kind of miss reading I kind of miss not reading chat when seeing it on YouTube. So the good thing is we are archiving all of this on Twitch. So if you want to watch with chat, you will always be able to do that. Twitch, and it might just be a partner thing, but chat doesn't go away. I had been told previously that it does, but you know, I went back and looked at like Link's Awakening. Chat's still there on all the VODs, so if anyone wants to watch at some point in the future, you can. Yeah. So it's, you know, it's exciting. Let me read a few more of these. 300 bits from Noah, who says, Science fact time. Ingesting sunscreen can cause intense nausea and vomiting. Ingesting sand can cause internal bleeding in the GI tract, so eat at your own risk. Fortunately, from years of doing this, Thomas has built up an immunity. Thomas says, I just licked it, not eat it. Thomas, now you know how I feel when people say that I make liquid eggs. And I'm like, they're creamy. They're creamy. They're not liquid.
Raining.
People just misunderstand. 500 bits from Zeasarn. Fossick says, Noah is typing. Zeasarn says, Breath of the Wild, high P. The vistas in Breath of the Wild are amazing and still stuck with me to this day. Speaking of vistas, Monas, or National Monument in Jakarta, is rumored to have 20 kilos worth of gold as its centerpiece at the top of the monument. It resembles a lit candle. Oh, that's cool. Also, talking about the vistas in Breath of the Wild is a reminder that Mallory has never painted anything from Breath of the Wild because she was waiting for us to play it, which means, is there a fairly increasing probability that you'll get a Breath of the Wild painting from Mallory by the end of 2020? It's a possibility.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. And I want you to know, Mel, that at any time during the LP, like, if you're like, hey, take a screenshot.
Yeah.
Like, we'll tap that button and keep those because there's, you know, as Armored Frog says, there's a lot of painting-worthy spots in Breath of the Wild. When the game was first announced and they had some of the key art coming out, I was impressed. I was like, oh, man, Mal's gonna paint that. I didn't think it would take 3 years to get to it, but...
Oh, poor Kepi. Oh, he's gonna go under the bed now. You're fine, bud. You can stay here. You're safe.
There was a thunder. Did y'all hear that? I don't know if you did. It seems like it was... Okay, yeah.
Hey, when is our mail coming today?
We'll keep an eye out.
What's it coming via?
FedEx.
Oh, that'll be later. They're like 4 o'clock.
Okay. We had Star Rain from Wolfie Spawn. Wolfie Spawn, thank you. 300 bits from Shushisama. Now I want to go play Dragon Force packs on Stepmania. Thanks, Jules. God, I haven't played Stepmania in a while. 300 bits from Core K 0017. Bits for Breath of the Wild. This is the best news I've had since my apartment flooded on Saturday, which was arguably the worst news I've had all month. Haven't seen a lot of the Friday streams for a while, but definitely going to have these on. Can't wait to see Steven enjoy some of the armor choices and combinations in the game. I've heard that enabling the DLC from the get-go will enable us to have even more armor combinations and options, so I'm excited about that. Sorry that your apartment flooded, because that's bad, but I hope that that is either better or is in the process of getting better. I know that Chaz relates, because Chaz's basement is flooded multiple times. And Emmy just dealt with that too.
Yeah,
So-
we had water coming from the ceiling from our neighbor, but we haven't had like...
We haven't had the bottom up.
Yeah.
We've had the top down. God, that was a bad day. Also, 19 months from Hotek's page who says, EUT. Or maybe that's an acronym for Electronic Ocarina of Time. Who knows?
Maybe. Kepi's going downstairs. Poor boy.
I also saw a few people asking about if there's no concept of episodes, when are we swapping? Because it's a single-player game, but we're both playing.
Yeah.
Just to clarify that before we end off the stream, we are approaching this a little differently. We're approaching it more from the perspective of a Mario LP than a Zelda LP. So since there's no concept of episodes, we're going to be swapping kind of objective-based, but it's going to be just more free form. It's basically going to be when we feel like swapping. And in that way, it'll probably make the Let's Play feel a little less competitive and a little more collaborative. So it is Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right. Thank you, Chaz. Andrew says, this was my big contribution, I feel. Yeah, it was something that, you know, made me think about that. And it was something that Dan really pushed for, actually. You know, Dan was like, I really think that you should, instead of having it episode-based, just, you know, pass the controller around. So, that's kind of what we're thinking. Yeah, Brandon, let's look at art. Mal can't win if it's not a competition. Not wrong. This is by Ian Thay. Aww! I love it! I love it so much! Thank you, Ian
Look
Thay.
at your hair.
Oh my god. You know what's wild is that throughout basically the entire duration of...
Your hair's just gonna...
Throughout the entire duration of Breath of the Wild, people draw fan art with my hair ever increasing in size and yours ever increasing in length. Anthony, that's great. That's so great. And it's such a good cap to this breakfast stream, too. I'm happy about that. But, yeah, it's really gonna be a freeform thing. Like this, like we've done multiple series now that have made the transition from Twitch to YouTube, and I feel like we've done it successfully. I feel like we've hit a really good balance where people on, like the audience on Twitch is very satisfied with how it's being done on Twitch, and the audience on YouTube is very satisfied with how it's being brought over. And I think that this is going to continue that, but I think it'll be even more exciting for the folks on Twitch because of the freeform nature of it. It won't take anything away from the YouTube version, but I think it'll be even more enjoyable on Twitch. So, yeah. "19 months from Incarnado, there says, save this resub message until later to remind you to write the note." But it's raining now!
Well, we'll get it ready.
We'll write the note. We'll write the note, we'll write it out.
Yeah.
And then we'll put it on our door, inside the door. And then we'll know to do that. That's how we'll do it.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna accomplish. Thank you, Incarnado. And I'm not gonna clear Incarnado's alert. I'm gonna leave it there, because then I won't forget. And then also 1649 bits from Andrew in the kitchen, sending the rest of my bits for some raisin toast. I think this works. It doesn't work if the word birthday is in your message. That's why you got the birthday hunk. It says, after 94 days of lockdown, I will be having my first ever Zoom meeting tonight. Smart attire in this heat, not nice.
Oh.
I've technically passed my teaching qualification now, so I am now a qualified math teacher, and it's my birthday tomorrow, which means Breath of the Wild birthday stream for me.
Chaz forced it.
Shout out to Chaz. Shout out to Chaz for making things occur. Lots of good things happening. Bucky Boy's got your raisin. Thank you, Bucky Boy. That was a truly collaborative effort. Andrew in the kitchen sent too many bits, enough for the 16 alert, but said birthday, so got the birthday alert. Chaz played the 1600 alert, and then Bucky Boy was like, I got your raisin toast. What a wild thing. Anyway, good luck with your Zoom meeting.
We only did Zoom
also,
once.
Yeah, we did. I forgot that we did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did do
A Zoom call with my family, my extended family.
We did do that. We did do that.
Congratulations on being certified.
Yeah, and then of course, happy birthday too. But, you know, you're gonna have more birthdays. But you got a certification now, and that's the most exciting thing. 300 bits from Shishu-sama says, birthday honk. The goose with a birthday hat? Also honk. Raisin toast inside this stream. It's also really weird hearing the 1400 and then the 500 because it's like the record was skipping and someone someone Fonzied it and then it started playing correctly. That was 1500 from Mr. Gameboy says more raisin.
More raisins.
It was like it was broken and then someone's like, oh, sorry. There we go. That's what it's supposed to sound like. God, you guys are fun. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here because we're going to try and get some exercise in.
Uh-huh.
Try and get some movement in our lives. Again, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, join us. We are very excited. We're finally going to play this game. It's finally happening. There's a bouncing Vaporeon on fire wishing us luck, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Platinum Pikachu. Raisin toast in Breath of the Wild. There might be. There's a lot of, like, items.
Yeah.
You don't know. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, join us. We will be playing Night Trap. And we'll just kind of be swapping off when we feel is right to swap off, whether that's after objectives or if someone's been playing a while or
You play now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if we're doing something that's multi-part and it feels like we want each person to experience things.
Yeah.
You guys will see tomorrow how I have it set up, but you know, we've got a button on the Stream Deck that will change a visual thing on screen that shows who is playing. So we can swap off multiple times in an episode, and you'll be able to very, quickly and easily see who's playing. Toast of the Wild. I like that, Colin. And people are reminding me about the note. I did not clear the alert, so on screen in big text on the right side of my screen it says, remind you to write the note. I left it up. We'll write the note. We gotta write the note. Alright, folks. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you have a wonderful Thursday, and I really hope that you'll choose to join us tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern for Breath of the Wild. I don't really know exactly what to expect. I know that you can surf down a sand thing with a shield. And that's like, there's more to the game, but that's like what I know the most about.
No, that's the game. We're just gonna play SSX Tricky.
You know what? I'm okay with that. I think I would still be okay with that.